Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a really interesting puzzle by Faluta. We'll get to this in a moment. Do remember that on Patreon you can not only play the PBN Institute's puzzle packs, which are brilliant. We are getting loads of entries, loads of praise for those. Simon's reading out the solvers of the harder pack so far, which is, I mean, hats off to you when you get through those. Well done. And a great message at the end of them, I like to think. But also on Patreon now, the how I constructed Jubilee Sudoku, a very hard puzzle that we posted on there a few days ago. So do check out the construction video for that one if you're interested. And I don't know, you may learn some things. I may learn some things from the comments. I think there's every chance of that. I'd be really interested to know what people make of that process. But that's all on Patreon. Then there's Discord, where lots of people talk about the construction process as well as all sorts of things about solving Sudoku all the time. And you can check out our apps and merchandise on the links under the video, as well as Sven's SUDOKU PAD. But for somebody who needs no instruction in construction, I guess, is Faluta. Now, I don't know the name, to be honest, but this puzzle comes recommended, and it's intriguing. It's intriguing. The rules are, well, first of all, I saw the grid and I thought, oh, that looks quite like a grid Philip Newman used twice over, once with the German Whispers rule in a gas. And it was a really good puzzle then, but not hard. And I thought I had a good feeling about the puzzle. Then I read the rules, which I will do for you now. I mean, these are fascinating. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent digits on green lines must have a difference of at least 5, so that would apply in theory to these two digits, unless one of them is 5. Well, that's a game changer. That is saying 5 can now appear on a green line, when normally we get used to the fact that it can't. And not only can it appear on a green line, it can appear next to anything on a green line. And this goes on. Digits in cells joined by a black dot have a ratio of 1 to 2 unless one of them is 5. So suddenly not only can you put 5 on a black dot, you could put 7 or 9 on it. You could put 5 next to anything on it. Digits in cells joined by a V sum to 5 unless one of them is 5. So suddenly a 9 could be on a V. Digits in cells joined by X sum to 10 unless one of them is 5. So 5 is a vicious sort of bogus digit that is getting in and messing with the rules in every type of marking in this puzzle. Now, the one thing it can't do is disobey Sudoku rules, so it only appears once in every row, column and box. But this is a terrifying concept. No wonder the puzzle is called high 5 is what I'm going to call it. I assume that's what the asterisks are for, although they do look a bit like swearing, and I understand that. So what a fascinating idea, and no given digits. I don't know, this is weird. Do give the puzzle a try if you fancy it. I have a feeling you may be put off by the video time, whatever that's going to turn out to be, but I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. You know, my very first thought is, how can we get cracking? We can't assume anything in this grid. And there's one V about which we know that, no, I was going to say we know that one side of it is 1, 2, 3 or 4. We don't even know that. This could be a 5, 9 pair. How on earth can we begin this puzzle? There's only 6 X's, 4 black dots, and then the German whisper lines. See, normally I would say 5 can only be in one of those cells, but not only can it be in one of those cells, it could be somewhere on the line. Oh, okay. Here's one thought. This is probably a criminally useless thought, but I'm going to share it with you. If there wasn't a 5 on this line, it would actually have a problem because it's an odd number of cells. This is a 7-cell loop. And what I know about German whispers, the normal German whispers that can't have a 5 on, is that The numbers must alternate between a number that's higher than 5 and a number that's lower than 5 all the way round. Well, they can't keep alternating on a 7-cell line. So I reckon if a loop is an odd number of cells, 5 must be on it. And I mean, that's useless. I'm not going to pencil mark 5 into all of those cells. This one is 9. Oh, this one is 9 cells. So obviously 5 was always going to be on that one. And I suppose on this 8 cell, well, 5 doesn't have to be on it. The trouble is 5 can still be on it because it could take the place of a high digit and separate 2 low digits or vice versa. Okay, but 5 has to be on this line. Okay, 5s are just not worth thinking about. I've done some thinking about 5s. And they're horrible. They're horrible, bogus digits. What about 4 and 6 then? Yeah, okay, 4 and 6 are interesting. 4 and 6 can't... Yes, okay. 4 and 6 cannot appear on a regular loop in a box where all the other digits see each other. Okay, that's worth... If they've both got to be next to 5, this is it. This is how we get started. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I suppose it's not that recondite, but I was not expecting to think of that. So on this loop line, if 4 was not next to 5, it's got a problem because it would have to have 9 on both sides, and that's 2 9s in the box, and we're not allowed that, whatever we do. So 4 must be next to 5, and 6 must be next to 5, and therefore they form a string of 4, 5, 6. Oh, and the loop carries on. So if you had 4, 5, 6, I'm just going to use this top row as a sort of memorandum. If you had 4, 5, 6 in the string of 9 digits that make up this loop, then next, the other side of the 4, you do have to have a 9. The other side of the 6, you do have to have a 1. And 7, which now will not touch 5, because 4 and 6 touch it on the line, 7 is going to have to be splitting up 1 and 2. That's the only way it can appear. And by the other digits on the line, this line loops, so think of this grid as toroid looping round and round. 9 has got to be next to 3, and 3 has got to be next to 8, and 8 can be next to 2. And this is the sequence of digits that appears on this line. Now, I don't know if it goes generally clockwise or generally anti-clockwise, or where it starts or finishes, but I know that is the sequence of digits that appears on this line. The trouble is, 5 can appear anywhere. The X's and the black dots mean nothing. I was going to say, if 5 is there, then that's a 4, 6 pair. Oh. If 5 is not on this X, there is only one X pair that can be on it, and that is 2, 8, which are the only X pair next to each other in this infinite loop. 9, 1 are separated, 3, 7 are separated, 4, 6 are separated by 5. So yes, this is 2, 8 unless there's a 5 on it. What does that mean? If this is a 2, then this is a 7, 1 pair. Oh, so where is 5? 5 can either be there, or it is 4 and 5 cells away from these two. So it must be around this side if it's not there. Okay, well that's interesting. So this is a, well, it's not a 5. I mean, all of these cells aren't 5s. I don't know how to, I mean, I could put in 5 is in one of those cells. Oh, sorry about that. Somebody very annoyed on the buzzer. But somebody else is answering it. That's good. Right. Need to think about, is there a problem with putting 5 in the middle row? I don't see why there is. That just makes that a genuine X and that a genuine black dot. Oh, okay, but the alternative here, so these are either a 4-5 pair, a 6-5 pair, or a 2-8 pair. Oh, hang on. What happens? Yes. Yes, if 5 is on this X, I think 2 and 8 are both going to be in this column. And I think that's, I know it's only very slightly interesting. The reason it's slightly interesting, I think it's right. If 5 is here, 2 and 8, there's always 3 cells gap before you get to 2 or 8. They will both be in this column. The reason I'm finding that quite interesting is because if you put 2 and 8 there, these black dots, one of them, a genuine one, can be 3, 6. The other one can't use 1, 2, 4 or 8 because 2 and 8 have been locked up and it needs a pair that are within a 1-2 ratio. But that's fine. The other one can have a 5 on. So I'd almost left the 5 out of account when I was thinking about it. Maybe the point is to try and prove that 5 is on here then. Why can't this be a 2-8 pair? That would have to be either 3, 6 or have a 5 on it if this was a 2-8 pair. Gosh, this is weird. So I rather suspect that this isn't a 2-8 pair. So what happens if it is a 2-8 pair? Then these cells are 7 and 3. These ones are 1 and 9. Well then the X would be, the X would need a 5 on. Because, right, if that's a 2-8 pair, we get a 1-9 pair here. And that immediately breaks the X because one side of it is 1 or 9, the other side can't be. Now that's okay because you can put a 5 on the other side. But that uses up the 5 for the column, and it means this is a genuine black dot, which must then be 1, 2. And you'd have a, so, okay, if that was the 2-8 pair, this would be the 1. That's what I'm deducing. So in fact, we'd know which way round. Let's take the 5 markings out. I'm probably able to remember where the 5 markings go. 1, 7, 2, 8, 3, 9. Yeah, the 9 would have to go with the 5. That would explain that one. And then 4, 5. Ah, this is it. Oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Right. Yes. Okay, and what I've just done is absolutely vital. That's absolutely ridiculous. Right. If the 2-8 was here, this is the maddest break-in I've ever seen, I think. Well, I'm sure it's not, but it's the maddest break-in I've seen for a while. if the 2, 8 is here, this corner marking is the order of the digits on this loop, which have to be in that order. I mean, how many deductions are there involved in this? They have to go this way round because otherwise both of those are broken and need a 5, and they can't both have a 5 in the column. So they have to be this way round. That puts 5 here, and this is a big problem because now the X is genuine and the black dot is genuine, and the black dot couldn't use a 2, 8. That would have to be a 3, 6 pair. And now this is fantastic. Oh, bother. I was going to say, what can the X pair be if it can't use 2, 8, 3, 6 or the bogus 5? And there is an answer. It can be a 1, 9 pair. And that means that I have come up short. No. Look, you can't have 4, 5, 6 here because the 5. Oh, that's it. Sorry, that was overcomplicated, not what we were doing. You can't have 4, 5, 6 in this column because what are you going to put on the black dots? If you can't falsify one of them with the bogus 5, you can't use 6, so you can't have a 6, 3. Therefore, they'd have to be 1, 2, 4, 8, but you can't use 4. Wow, okay, so the point is you can't have 4, 5, 6 there, so this arrangement is impossible. So that is not a 2, 8 pair, and it has a 5 on it. I'm keeping this string because we've got a lot to do to work out which way round this goes. We still don't know which of these cells the 5 is in, and that might matter. It will matter. However, we do know that these are genuine now. Maybe I'll have a little colour for genuine markings. We also, oh no, I was going to say these cells are genuine because they can't be a 5. That's not necessarily useful because what matters is if they're genuine dominoes. I can't decide that. So 5, 4 and 6 are here. So the numbers outside the 4, the trouble is if that's a 5, okay, well maybe there's an issue if that is a 5. Oh, this is so... Oh, no, now we can do the thing where we know that 2 and 8 are in these cells. Because there's always 3 cells separating both of 2 and 8 from 5. So whether 5 is there, 3 cells there and there, that's a 2, 8 pair. Or if 5 is there, 3 cells there, and that's a 2, 8 pair. So this is 2 or 8. 2 and 8 are in this group. It's quite interesting. This now can't be a 2, 8 pair because of that, or a 4, 6 pair because one of them's in there. So this is either 1, 9 or 3, 7. What about this? I don't know much about that because I don't know which digits have been used here and which haven't. Okay, I can't really do anything there. But, with 2 and 8 used here, well, one of these has a 5 on and one has a 3, 6 pair on. That's not... Is that? I mean, I hope that's helpful. I might have to take down this aide-memoire because I might need to use this cell or even this one in a moment. But the trouble is, I want to say, great, these cells are 3, 6 and 5 something, but that something is so unknown that I'm not really limiting what's going on here at all. Okay, let's think a bit more about what is happening. So if that's the 5, well, the trouble is that can be still 4 or 6. This loop can go either way round. What about these two? If it's 4, 5 there, then this is a 6, 9 pair. This is a 1, 3 pair. Don't think that helps at all. How maddening is that? Okay, there's no 5 in these central cells. Oh, maybe, do I know what this is? I don't know what this is. If that's... Sorry, this is hardly... It's like the slipperiest handle that you just can't grip. I feel I'm seeing things in it, but they're not actually useful because of the annoying mendacity of 5. It's a liar. I don't think this 8 cell thing is any use because I just don't know anything about it. It doesn't have a fixed sequence like the 9 cell one. I don't think so anyway. So I need to keep focusing on what we get as a result. So if that's 5-6 pair, this is a 1-4, this is a 9-7. Oh, that's quite interesting because this can't be 9 or 7 unless this is 5. Okay, so if this is a 5-6 pair, that's the version I'm on. This is a 1-9 pair. This is a... No, it's a 4-1 pair. That's it. This is a 7-9 pair. Then this is... Ooh, I shouldn't put it in like that. Sorry, I'm trying to put it in the corners. And this is where 5 would have to be to make that at all viable. Then there'd be a 5 up here on this black dot, because it couldn't be on this one. That would be a 3-6 black dot. This would have to be 1 or 3, because this would be a genuine X. I mean, I don't see a problem. That's the trouble. I thought this was really interesting because this can't be a genuine 9 or 7. Okay, then that couldn't be 5. So this would have to be 5. So if it's a 5-6 pair, the 6 is in the middle. So that can't be a 6, in fact. That's slightly interesting. So let's remove all the other corner marks and put the 5 corner marks back. Well, no, let's not. Let's think about this being a 5-4 pair now, which I did think about for a moment. That would be a 9-6 pair. This would be a 1-3 pair. And that doesn't have the same problems because 1 or 3 can sit happily on a black dot. Oh, good grief. What is going on here that disambiguates this at all? If the trouble is, I can't say if this is 5-4, that's a 2, because if they're the other way around, it's an 8. Oh, it would be quite interesting if we were using up 5-4 here and 2 here. This would then have to be 3-6, and this would be 1-9. I don't know. I mean, that would be useful, but I think there must be more I can do to decide the order. Can I decide that 5 can't be in the middle? That would be useful, especially now as 6 can't be there. Okay, 5 in the middle would need 4 here. That would then have 9 here and 6 here. 1 here and 3 here. And 5 in the middle would make that a 7 above the 3 and that a 2. It would go 7, 3, 5, 1, 2. Then what? Okay, I can see another thing that would happen then. This would have to be 4. We're positing the 5 in the central cell. We'd have a 5 in the column. So this would have to be genuine going one way round this diamond. Maybe not the other, but neither of those two could be 5. So although you could have a 5 on this German Whisper, it would have to be in one of those cells, and the other way round would be a genuine high, low, high. So that must be the same polarity. If we have a 5 in the middle, this is low, which is what we're positing at the moment with a 1 there, then this has to be low. This would have to be a 4 because we've used 7, 3, 5, 1, 2 here. This would be a 4. And the 4 would have to be flanked by a 9 and a 5. Well, that would have to be the 5 here and the 9 here, where it couldn't go because in this version we have a 9 in one of those two cells. That is madly complicated. There may be a better way of getting to this, but this works. Right, what I am saying is, if that was a 5, I've ruled out a 6 in this cell. And that was to do with these not being able to both be bogus, yes. So if that was a 5, this would be a 4. Then we would go, we'd have a 9 here, 6 and 1 here. We'd have a 9 there and a 1 here. The 1 would be on a genuine black dot connecting to a 2. One way round this circle, this diamond, we'd have to reach a low digit at the bottom, which would have to be a 4, because we'd have a 3 there as well. And the 4 would have to be next to a 9-5 pair. This can't be 9 because there's a 9 in one of those cells. And if that was 5, then this is a genuine black dot and can't have a 9 on it. So, wow, that works. It's highly complicated. I'm not gonna kid you. That is insanely complicated, but it works and I'm using it. And bad luck, people who want a simpler logical path, because I feel this puzzle might not have one. That cannot be a 5 now. That is what we have learned. So this is the 5 on the X. Right, and 5 is surrounded by 4 and 6. Let's get rid of the corner marks again. 4 and 6 are surrounded by 1 and 9. 1 and 9 are surrounded by 7 and 3. And then there's a 2-8 pair to make up the line. Now, so I still don't know which way round the line goes, but I know that 5 is here. 5 is in, well, I knew that 5 was in the middle row. That's fine. Okay. Now, 4, 9, 3. These two are, well, let me just colour the parity cells. Those 4 are all the same high or low parity. I'll make them purple and these green. Polarity, not parity. Now, so these are either 4 and 2 if they're both low, which is quite an interesting circumstance if it's right, because it definitely means this is a 3-6 pair and this is a 1-9 pair. And we've got a real start then. However, they could be 6 and 8, which I think means this black dot would have to have a 2 on it. It would either be 1-2 or 2-4. And that's not as helpful, frankly. Okay, but we've learned something. Okay, actually, maybe I can get rid of this aide memoire column now. Let's row now. Let's do that, because we know we're going to make this alternate at some point when we figured out what 6 and 4 are. Okay, so what can I do next? 2, 8. So these, we know, are a 3-6 pair and a 5 and something pair. What about these? That can be a genuine 1-9. This could be a genuine 3-6. So this cell is either 5 or 6. Because if that's a 3, this could be a bogus E5 or a 6 or a genuine 6. If that's a 7, it needs to be a bogus 5. This is either 1, 9 or 5. In a similar way, it's either a bogus number or a 1 or a 9. Now, it doesn't have to be a 5 in one of those cells, annoyingly. Oh gosh, just hope that if you actually get a break in, you can do something. All I've done is place one of my bogus 5s in the grid. Come on, think again, think again. So if it goes 6, no, I was going to say there has to be a 6 in one of those cells, but that's not true, because if that's a 5, it doesn't force anything. 6, 1, 7. It's annoying. If a 6 there forced a 3 there, we'd know that would be a 5. So the 7 here is the unlikely version to be right, I think, because that puts a 5 here. That would put a 9 here, and that would need a 1 here. So if there's a 5 here, there's a 1 up here. Oh, and these are all the same polarity. If they're all high, this is a 5. Then we can only have one more high digit in the column. If they're all low, obviously we can only have one more low digit in the column, but it won't be there, and it won't be there, and that's more freedom than I like to give it. Of course, I keep saying this, and I should have spotted this cell, but I didn't really focus on it. But these black dots include a 3, 6 in one case and a 5 something in the other. So there's always a 3 in one of those dominoes, and therefore this is not a 3, and now we know which way round this goes. Okay, sorry I was a bit slow on that, but got there now. Right, now this can still be 5 or 6. This can't be 1 anymore. That's minimal information still. 7, 2, 8. So that doesn't tell me anything about what these actually are. Does this 2, 4, 5? Yes, that tells me this is now a 3, 6 pair. We've definitely used the 2 and 4 there. Okay, good. This can't be 3, 7. That's 1, 9. These remaining cells in the row are both high. Yes, and this same principle applies. If they're high, and if these can't be 5s, yes, there can be a 5 on these diamonds, but you have to go one way round accurately. So they have to be the same polarity as the end cells, which are 2 away. So they are actually 6 and 9. And this 6 over here must be flanked on the green line by a 9 and a 5. Sorry, a 1 and a 5. 1 is its genuine digit and 5 is the bogus digit. Oh, well, this is something now. Come on, let's keep going. The 9 is much less restrained, unfortunately. This is 7 or 8. So these, if it was 8, you could have 2 or 3 genuinely. So actually these digits are from 2, 3 or 5. That is a bit constrained, and this one can't be a 3 by good old Sudoku, which is the only thing I understand anymore. Right. These actually must include a 3, 6 pair. So these digits are from 1, 4, 5 and 9. Not 5. They can't be 5. 5 is on a black dot. So they're a bit constrained. This is just not constrained because that can still be a 5. Same is true here. got a 315 odd triple there. Is that? That's not doing any work, is it? Or this low triple here. This 5 rule is just beastly, beastly, beastly. That can be a genuine X. There's no reason it can't, because 5 could appear anywhere on here. Oh, good grief. Well over half an hour. I've got the central box done. I'll take it, but I really would like to have something else done. Whichever of these, and it might be both, isn't a 5 is going to need a high digit down here, because going round one way must be correct. That's really not interesting. Doesn't even mean that 2 has to be in one of those cells, because it could be opposite a 5 on a diamond. Oh, okay, this... I don't even know that one of these has to be a 5. They could be a genuine German whisper all the way around here. Okay, I know 6 is in one of those cells by Sudoku, and... oh, this can't be a 1 by... why don't I do Sudoku sometimes? Just look at the relation. So that's where 5 is. So this is now genuine. I'm colouring that orange. That is a 9. Now this is not necessarily genuine. That could be a 5 again. It is a 1 or a 5, in fact. Now this can't be 5. So this is a genuine whisper relationship. This doesn't help on this diamond, I don't think. And annoyingly, this could still be 5. Ooh, if this isn't 5, this is a 2-3 pair. Ah, okay, this digit can only be 2 or 3 to make up an accurate V, or 5 to make an inaccurate V. So now we have a 1, 2, 3, 5 quad in the column. This is so clever. I mean, it's viciously hard. Okay, so 5 is included there. So the rest of these cells are 4, 6, 7, 8, or 9, which are quite high. Now, somewhere on this green line, we've decided there is a 5. Wherever it is breaking up the high-lowness of a 7-digit line. It's next to a high digit on one side and a low digit on the other. Otherwise, the alternation won't work. I feel that ought to be helpful, but I don't quite know how. That's a bit useless, isn't it? Oh well, that's all I've got. Oh, these can't be 9 anymore. I really must look at the digits I put in and what they do. I know people advise that all the time, but you do get very confused with these rule sets. 8, 3, 9, 1, 6 is in one of those. 7, don't know, because it can be in one of those. 2, 5 is definitely in one of these 3. So these are from 2, 4, or 7. This central column seemed so likely to be helpful, especially with this triple polarity digit. Is there a reason that can't be a 1? Because then it would be a 5, and this would have to be a 6. Ah, brilliant. No, no, I thought I was onto it there. If this is a 6, because again for a moment I thought if this is a 6 it has to be flanked by 9 and 5, and it can't be. That's not right. 6 has to be flanked by 1 and 5, and if you had 1 here and 5 here, that would work all right, which is irritating. In this box, actually, 5 is confined to those cells, because if this is 6, that's not a 3, 6 black dot. It's got a 5. So 5 must be in one of those cells in box 8. I don't think that works up here, because you could have a genuine 3, 6 there and a 9 here. Yeah, just about. You could anyway. Right. Sorry, I mean, I know this is slow going, but there really isn't a way to make progress faster in this puzzle, I don't think. It's absolutely fascinating, but it really is brutal. Gosh, I'm going to have to go and get my son in less than half an hour. So if I don't finish this, we're having a break and I'm coming back to it. Now, if that's a 5, got a lot of high digits here, haven't we? But we've only got 6 and 9 left to go in that column. Oh, these are genuine. Well, that's so useless though, isn't it? 5, 3, 1, 9. No, it's not useless. Oh, good lord. There we go again with the buzzer. Sorry. What are these two? I was just thinking maybe one of them has to be odd, but that is not the right parity-polarity thing. One of them is high and one of them is low because there's not a 5, and they are related by the green line. Okay, so the low digit on there is a 2. It can't be a 4 because we can't put a 9 on there. So it's a 2 with either a 7 or an 8. That's something. It's not much. And this is 4, 6, 7 or 8. Ooh, no, the trouble is, 5 is keeping, 5 is not changing the polarity of this line wherever it appears. So if that's low, that's low. So if this is a 4, that's a 2. The 4 would have to be surrounded by 5 and 9. And the 5 would be acting as a high digit in this even length whisper. So that would be a 1, 3 pair. Four, 5, 9, 1, 3, 2. This would have to be the other of 7 or 8. I mean, that's all right. That works. So this can be a 4. There can't be a reason why this can't be high, can there? There might be a reason why it can't be 6, but I don't think there can be a reason why it can't be high. This X is at liberty to work or not work. Yes, I don't even know that 5 is on this. Oh, I do know that 5 is on this line. This isn't a 5 actually. That's quite an interesting point. This is a genuine X now. 5 must be on this line because otherwise you couldn't put 4 and 6 on it in the same way as here, because 4, 5, 6 breaks up the alternation. So that will work on an odd numbered line, on an odd length line, but not on an even. So you must have 5. Hang on, what am I talking about? I'm trying to say this can't be a 5. And now I think, yes, you couldn't put both 4 and 6 on here. Yes, in fact, that's the point, isn't it? You can't put both 4 and 6 on this line. because you can't have this 4, 5, 6 string, because it would have to be an odd length line. Oh my goodness. Therefore, one of them is not on the line and is here in this genuine 4, 6 pair. I mean, I hope that helps. I don't know. Okay, 4 is either going to be next to 5, 9, or if it's 6, it's going to be next to 5, 1. So 5 now has to be in one of these two cells. I don't know that that helps, but it's always good to limit this bogus 5 wherever it's appearing. So 5 is in one of those cells with either 1 or 9. Now, can we use the same? Yes, we can use the same stretch between 1 and 9. This must go 7, 2, 8, 3. So if that's a 1, we go 7, 2, 8, 3, 9, 5. If that's a 9, we go 3, 8, 2, 7, 1, 5. This is a pair that is high and low, and does it have a 3 in it? No, because not necessarily. The 3 could be there. Do I know which of these is 4 or 6? I wish I did. I mean, if I knew that that was 6, that would have a huge impact on the puzzle. I don't think I do. Oh, this is crazy. I'm eking out deductions 1 every 5 minutes. This didn't even become a pair, which might have helped a tiny bit. Oh, come on, 4, 6. One of these is genuine. Maybe both. That's the trouble, maybe both. That is a really annoying fact going on there. So 2 is on here. Come on, use that. I mean, I just can't. I just don't know what this means for me. 5 or 9 there. If it was a... It's not going to be a low digit. It's not relevant to wonder. That 2, 3, 5 triple, that's not doing anything, I don't think. 6 and 5 are both in that set. 8, 3, 9, 1. Three's in that group. 9 is in one of these two. Come on, give me something, you crazy puzzle. 5 there. These would have the same polarity. Oh, I can recolor these at least. I don't know why I haven't done that. Oh, maybe why I haven't done it is I like normally to have orange as high, but I'll make them yellow for now. Yellow for high and blue for low. And orange is representing genuine marking in the grid. And these are the ones I still don't know. That's so annoying. Does 5 have to be on the green line? I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary. I guess this can't be 7, or I mean, it's just not interesting. This being a 9 is fine. These can be low. If that was a 5, that would make this a 5. What does that do? It would also stop this being a 5, which would make this a 5. So we'd have 5s in these positions. We'd have to have a 5 on this black dot. Be one up here somewhere doing nothing interesting. This couldn't go 3, 7. That just doesn't feel like a useful deduction at all, but is it? If this is a 7, that has to be a 2. And that's a 5 and that's a 3. I can't see how that achieves anything for us. 5 or 6 there, 5 or 9 here. Oh, come on, maybe I'm just not understanding enough about these. One of them is a 3-6 pair. With 3 on the line, to be genuine, oh well, a 6 on the line couldn't have genuine pair. It would have to have 5 and 1. You can't have 6 on a green line here because it would have to be flanked by 5 and 1, and the 1 at least is impossible. So 6 is in one of the perimeter cells and 3 is in one of these inner cells. And therefore 3 is on a line here. And if it was here, it would need to be next to 5, with 8 or 9 down here, which actually would then have to be 8. If that was a 3, this is a 5, that's a 9, so this is an 8. If it's 3 here, oh, if it's 3 here, then one of these is a 5 and that's a 6. Is that interesting? No, I don't think it is. Oh, but if it's 3 here, one of these is a 5 and that's a 9. No, oh, that makes that a 1, it makes that a 4. That gets quite interesting. So if there's 3, 6 down here, there's a 5 up here. That's a 9, 1, 4. This has become 5 because of the 3, 6 pair. No, I can't see. I can't see that that is a full relationship that completes anything one way or another. Almost, but not quite. Oh, look, there's a 159 triple going on there. Oh, good grief. Wretched, detailed Sudoku. So that's a 2-3 pair, and this is a 5. That's significant, surely. This is a genuine domino, so that's orange. This one, I don't know. I mean, I still don't know how to complete that, but I do know we don't have a 5 there. Now, this 5 here, well, I've always known there was a 5 in that group, so maybe it doesn't help all that much, which is incredibly frustrating, obviously. 159 triple, 4, 6, 2, 3, 7, 8 in the remaining cells. Oh, come on, do something. No, I don't know what that does. I don't see that that's helped disambiguate those or even this pair. I mean, at least we know it's a 2-3 genuine pair, but that information then stops flowing instantly. There must be a tipping point in this puzzle where it all becomes doable. There must be somewhere. Haven't found it yet. Right. 6-4 pair there. Literally, I mean, I'm still chugging along at one interesting deduction every 5 minutes. Shocking, isn't it? So if that's a 1, that's a 4. Oh, come on. one of these is a 3. How is that helping? One of them is a 3 and has digits from 5, 8 or 9 flanking it. I don't know what that does. I mean, it nearly does something about these 4 cells and forces 2, 7 into those, but I don't think it quite does that, because this could be a genuine 6 and that could be a genuine 9. Okay, if this was a 6, it would be flanked by 1, 5, 4 there. This would end up being a 9, interestingly. So if that's a 6, okay, that's, at least this is restricting things a bit. If that's a 6, it has to be flanked by 1 and 5, with 1 here and 5 here. This becomes a definite 4 in that case. And this becomes the 3, 6 pair in that case. So this column is now 6, 3, 7, 2, 8, 5, 4, and then this can't be a 1, so it would have to be a 9. And that would be a 1. So if that's a 6, this is a 5 and a 9 down here. If that's a 5, this is the 3, 6 pair. So there aren't that many possibilities for these cells. There's only 2. Now that 1 is not necessarily there, but those 2 have been reduced to those possibilities. So if this is 6, okay. This is either this is definitely high. Oh, look, yeah, they can't both be genuine. They can't be 3 and 6 because they're too close together. So one of those is a 5 and this isn't. Well, that's commensurate with me having put 6, 9 there. But it means these 2 are genuine. And if that's high and that's low, or if that's high or wrong and that's low or wrong, one of those must be right and the alternation must continue. This must be high, unsurprisingly, unfortunately, and that must be low. Could still be 4. That's very frustrating. So at least we got that that's high. Maybe I should make it yellow instead and that blue, just so I know what I'm doing. One, 4, 3. Oh, come on! Has something occurred now? Now the alternative is that 3. Yes, if. Well, I've worked on both alternatives. 5's definitely in one of those 2 cells. It's definitely on this green line as well, and not in those 2. So. Might be interesting if I could avoid it being there, but I don't see how I can do that yet. Good grief. So slow here. Now, if that was... If this is 3, 6... Then this is a 1, 4, 5, 9 quadruple. 4 would be on the black dot. No, hang on. If that's... Yes, 4 would be on the black dot because of this quadruple. Oh, it wouldn't work. If that's fascinating. If that's 3, 6 in this column, these are from 1, 4, 5, 9. That's a quadruple. There's also a similar quadruple in column 4. And that means that that would have to be the same as that. And they can't be. Those possibilities don't exist. So this isn't 3, 6. Goodness me, if there's a clearer way of seeing that, feel free to tell me about it. But that makes this the 5. That's the 6. That has to be 1 now. This, well, that let's go through it as we had to. 4 there, 3 and 6 up here. That becomes 9. That becomes 1. And now we are finally moving a little bit. This isn't 9 anymore, obviously. Now, this can still be 5 or 9. Now, 3 there needs 8 or 9 at the top of the grid. This is a genuine... Oh no, hang on, that could be a 5. Calm down, Mark, because we could have 9 there and a 5 up here. It's from 5, 8 or 9. That's all I can say. God, this must give me something. That 1 stops this being a 1. It doesn't stop this being a 6 because 1 could be there. This can't be 4 or 6. It's definitely high. Now, trouble is, 5 could be either side of it, so they're not definitely low, but they are. They can't be high as well, because that would be genuine. See, 1 deduction every 5 minutes and probably still on track. 4, 5, 6, 9, 1. 3 is in one of those cells. This is 2, 7 or 8. 1, 4, 3, 6. 2 is in one of those two. That's, I think I've probably said that already. It's not interesting. That can't be a 6. That is the least. That can't be a 9. I mean, none of this is useful. These can't be 5s. Do they have to be genuine? Do they have to be high? And I don't think the answer is yes, because if these are 5s, we're going to alternate parity and one of them is going to be low. So one of these is high and maybe both of them. And it all depends where 5 goes. 5 now goes in one of those 3 places. So these two have a genuine German whisper relationship. Ah, this can't be low anymore because that can't be 9. Interesting. So this is definitely high. I'm prepared to fill that in. Right. So the point where the parity breaks here is in these 2 cells. Round the polarity change. Round here it's fine. That is also high. I don't think it can be 6, but let's leave that aside for a moment. But 5 now has to be in one of those 2 cells. Right. Another deduction, another 5 minutes pass, and 5 can't be here. So that is my bogus amogus 5 there. This one is low. Yes, shorty got low, low, low right there. Now, that can't be a 4 because that's not a 9. That can't be a 4. So this is a 1, 2, 3 triple in blue here. That one can't be 1. So one of those is a 1. And we're going to get 1 up here somewhere. 5 is not here. That's a 1. That's a genuine one again. Didn't help with that. We dealt with the 1 possibility there earlier. 5's going to be in one of these cells. That doesn't help. Now, come on, do the whisper thing. This can't be a 6 because that's 2 or 3. So this is now a 7-8 pair. And these can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 7 or 8. It also can't be 6 because they can't both be 1. So that's 9. That's not 9. The 4 and 6 are unsurprisingly off the line entirely. If that was a deduction I could have made ages ago, the swear words aren't enough. That can't be a 1 because I've just seen, I've put that in, so 1 is there. Now, 2 can't be next, no, 3 can't be next to 7. How can I use that? Don't know. Not yet, anyway. 2, 3, 1, 5, 7, 8. 4, 6, and 9 in these cells, don't know. 2, 3, and 7, 8. Nine is definitely in one of those 2. Still haven't figured. 1. If 1 can't be in those cells, it's definitely in these 2. Isn't that useful? It's not, because 5 could be messing with it. 7 has to come between 2 and 1, doesn't it? Well, no, again. Ah, yeah, look, 7 is in one of those two cells, so it doesn't touch 5. So it must come between 2 and 1. Oh, it could be 2, 7, 1. Well, 7 is now either here or here and not here. That's so minimal as information. No, there must be more to that. 7, is that 7? Then it goes 1, well no, I don't know, where's 5? If this is 7, we go 2, 8, 3, 9, 5, 6, 1. That is possible. If this is 7, we've got 1 there, 2 there. This has to be genuine. And that has to be a genuine 3 in between 8 and 9. Ah. How is that not giving me anything? So irritating. Right, well, I'm going to mark that 7 is in one of those two positions because I have spotted that. Ah, just what? How can we still be struggling? Now this has to be definitely no. Ah, yes, in the column 5 has to be in one of these three, so that's not a 5, so it is low. It could be 4. That's annoying. It's 2 or 4. Let's just mark up some of these other cells. You never know when you might spot something from the relations of blue and yellow. I could probably get rid of all of the orange now, actually, because it kind of served its purpose. Maybe I won't yet. I don't know. 2. If that was a 4, this is definitely a 9-5 pair. That's fine. And if it's a 2, it could be an 8-5 pair. 5 must be in one of these now, though, because... No, that's not even true. 5 could still be there. 7? No, 7 could be here as well. That's so weird. Okay. Not much. Oh, 3 now has to be in one of these 3. One of these 2, obviously. Oh, well, it can't be here because 7 is next to it on the line. So that's not 3. So that's 3 in the corner, losing its religion. Trying to keep up. I don't know. Doesn't make this a 3. Oh, but it does fix the polarity. That's 8. That's 2. That's 7. Oh, right. This is 9. That's 5. This is 1 now. Okay, I'm going to have to break off to get my son anyway. We'll see you again in a moment. Well, let's hope I've managed to edit that bit out. Otherwise, you've got well over half an hour of blank space. Gosh, yes, loads of interruptions today. And in fact, yeah, it turned out my son wasn't coming where I thought. And that was quite frustrating too. So I think we've had 2 doorbells, or it might be 3. The phone call, I don't know. Anyway, look at this. See, maybe I should take more breaks. 1 second, and I can see that that 5 that I've put in is looking at that cell. So that's a 9. I mean, I don't think that gets a lot more done immediately. Sorry. Oh, now 9 and 8 are looking at this cell, so that's a 5. So we get the final 5 in box 1, and we can place the final 5 in box 9. So all the bogus 5s are in. That doesn't tell us what. Yes, this 2 tells us what. Yes, so when I did this, it did loads. I just didn't see. Okay, 5, 4, 9, to, maybe I hadn't been looking at it for that long. I rather think I had, but never mind. At least we seem to be flowing now. I mean, maybe we were very nearly there at that interruption point. That's quite frustrating. Look, that sees a 4 and a 9. 6, 4. I don't know. You tell me if I was going incredibly slow before the interruption point and all this was just doable. 7. Oh, no. I'm trying to type 7, 8 there. That is not, 3 can't be next to 7, that's what we said. I barely remember it now. 3, 8 pair there. This is 6, 7 and 8. How can that not be resolved yet? 6, 7 and 8 there though makes this a 4, assuming the pencil marking was correct. 6 there, that fixes the 7, 8, 6 triple. That's 3, that's 8. I think we are going to finish. Right, well, curses on that last double interruption. Or no, in fact, if the phone hadn't rung, I would have stayed on these extra 5 minutes and finished fine. Okay, I'm blaming Simon now then. 2, 8, 7. This must be just finishing. 4, 5, 7, 2, 9, 1. That's a naked 6. 3, 8 pair still to go. This is 4 or 7. How do I not know what that is? It's got a... Oh, yes, I do know. It's a 4, 7, 4, 2 or 8 here. 1, 9, 4, 6, 5, 2, 7 or 8 here. I guess once you've got all the 5s in, I mean, actually I've done all the markings, so this must finish easily. Yes, 8 is looking up there. 7, 8, 7. Hang on. Now I've got 2, 2, 3, 8 triples. That looks awful. 3 can't be next to 7 on the whisper, otherwise they would be a deadly pattern. Right, there we go. That is a heck of a puzzle by Faluta. I mean, I would think some of those early steps I made, I must have missed some of what I should have been seeing. Multiple ones of those early steps. There were probably easier ways to go about. I'll be very interested to read your experience of this puzzle, especially if you did it start to finish on your own. Yeah, that really got to me. I mean, brilliant puzzle, but very, very hard in my opinion. Thanks to Faluta. Thank you for following all the way, and really hope to see you again next time on the channel. Bye for now.